Okay, so again, finishing the last two assignments from last week. Those are going in the gradebook. And quiz Wednesday. So the starting point for this equation is always the first number, 0.25. That means 0.25 is when x is 0 on your table. So on your graph, it'll be, now I know you don't have a graph on your warm-up sheet, so you could sketch this, or, whatever. But 0.25 is like 1/4 of the way up. It's like right above 0, right? Now, is it, or what's the factor? What's the rate? Okay. So the second number is your rate, your growth or decay factor, and it is 4, right? So it's multiplying by 4 each time. Let's go ahead and look at Desmos. Okay, so we have this. We're going to type this in. Y equals 0.25 parentheses 4 to the power of x. Right? So you can use Desmos to graph it. And then what do we press to get the table? What's that weird little thing called? I call it a gear, but y'all see right here, this gear thing. Edit list is what it says. And then right here, create table, the thing that looks like a table. You click it. And I don't care about -2 or -1. I care about 0, 0.25. 1 gives me 1. 2 gives me 4. See how I'm able to get this table pretty easily? And then for 3 and 4, I need to type it in. So there's 3 here, 4 here. So I get what? 16, 64. So I see what the graph should look like. I get my table doing gear table. And now I can plot those points on a graph. So 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 16. And then 464 is too far off the graph. So I see with just these points, it is not straight, it's curving because it's exponential because x is up in the exponent. And we have to remember the asymptote, the line it does not touch and does not cross, is on the axis at y equals 0. Does that sound familiar from last week? The line it does not cross, the asymptote is y equals 0. So when I draw this, I'm going to connect these lines, but I'm not going to cross or touch the asymptote, okay? So domain. Now, the way you're going to start, I'm going to start saying this a little bit different. I know we've been saying negative to positive infinity, which is true and correct, but the way you might see it in Algebra 1 is called all real numbers. And then the range, instead of saying 0 to infinity, we're just going to say that the y is greater than 0, okay? There are multiple ways you will see domain and range written. I'm trying to expose you to all of them. This is another way to do it, okay? So sometimes people put the infinities. Sometimes people put it in interval notation. Sometimes it's this inequality notation, but you just have one number there. Y is greater than 0. Last question, is this growth or decay if it's going up to the right? Growth, right? This growth factor is greater than 1. It's going up to the right, so it is growth, okay? So if you didn't write everything, that's fine, as long as you got like maybe the table and some of this other stuff down, okay? I don't expect you to fit a massive amount of stuff in a graph all in the one warm-up, okay? But just don't forget the learning target, the sentence for the objective, the goal, okay? Now, reminder, what are we doing today? This from Friday. If you didn't finish it or turn it in, please finish it and turn it in. If you were absent Friday, go get this out of the blue bin and make sure you turned in last week's warm-up, okay? If you did finish all the assignments so far, then the assignment for you today is next to the turn-in bin, and it is called Mixed Practice Exponential Key Features. Again, you got to go get it. So everyone's working on something, yes? For sure. So here we go.